You make my world a better place.
Yes.
We'll get you walking again soon.
That's good.
I can depend on you.
Rather than meeting in the vet clinic as normal, the owner of my next patient is insisting I meet her down here. Apparently this is where a problem is most visible. Hello.
Hi, Dr.
How you
Chris.
going? I'm guessing this is
thank
Millie.
you. It is.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Chris is at Bondi Beach, meeting little pug Millie for the first time.
Is that
It is.
what you're worried about?
It is.
It's quite something, isn't it?
It's huge.
Fiona and her son Brandon are desperate to get help for Millie's overly long tongue.
It's like that all the time. Yeah, it never goes inside her mouth.
Millie really stands out to me as being one of the most unique cases I've seen for two main reasons. First of all, it's the length of her tongue. But secondly, it's the fact she really can't pull that tongue back in. And that's what's got me confused. I mean, with pugs, the challenge is the fact that their face is already quite flat.
Yeah.
And so there is a lot that needs to fit inside a very small mouth.
Yes.
But it's too long for her normal functioning.
She was about 12 months of age when it started to come out, and it's just gotten longer and longer. When I take Millie to the park, her tongue will drag on the ground and becomes dirty.
I'm a little bit concerned because we are starting to see the signs of the fact that tongue's never really been inside her mouth.
Yeah, it does get dry.
Yeah, I mean, the end of it there is quite cracked and also a bit swollen too. You've got to remember that dogs can't sweat, so the only way for them to really effectively cool themselves down is through panting. And a black pug like her needs to pant a lot just to keep cool. If she can't pant normally, she's at risk of heat stroke, which could kill her. She may not have been just purely born this way. There may have been something that's happened to her or some other problem that's forcing that tongue out.
Okay.
Chris wants to try and get a closer look inside Millie's mouth to find out the cause of her problem.
Is she normally quite shy around her face?
Yeah, she doesn't like being examined at all. No.
The best way for me to examine inside her mouth is in the vet clinic. So if it's okay, I'd like to meet you guys back there now. We'll have a good look over her and hopefully try to get some steps in place today to turn her life around.
Sounds good.
Each and every day that this problem is left unchecked, that tongue dries out further and it becomes heavier. The heavier it is, the more it pulls out of the mouth, and therefore the longer it gets. We have to act now, and we have to act decisively.
Police services, Pickles. The owners are a bit concerned because he's not walking properly.
Yeah.
And he's been moaning.
Okay. Hey, sweetheart. Can you come out?
6-year-old ragdoll cat Pickles has been rushed into the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH with some distressing symptoms.
He's not really moving his legs very well. There's a bit of movement, but they're really weak.
Owner Jenny became concerned when she noticed some worrying signs at home.
He started not moving properly. We noticed that he couldn't jump up onto a ledge. His back legs seemed to be not working.
All right, sweetie.
As soon as I see Pickles, I can tell straight away he's not walking the way he should be, and his meow sounds different. To me, this is pointing to a tick, but it's really out of season, so it would be very unusual to get one at this time of the year, but all his signs are pointing towards that.
The coat is so thick that if he's got a tick, it's not going to be easy to find it.
I'm running my hands through Pickles' fur, and it's something that's making my job very difficult. The longer that tick is left on his skin, the more time it's got to inject that potent toxin into his system.
Okay, I think I found something. Yeah, that's a big one.
There it is, a paralysis tick. Now, this can be deadly for Pickles. He's already showing the signs. I need to get this little creature off as quickly as possible.
Ah, you're a brave boy. It's really stuck in there. Okay, here we go. Got it. That is a big tick. Okay, we got our answer. Let's get him treated.
Okay.
The next step is to give Pickles some tick anti-serum, which is kind of like snake anti-venom. It's going to go into his bloodstream and bind to any of the toxin that's circulating there to prevent him from getting worse.
All right, sweetie.
Up here, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Good girl.
Chris has asked Fiona and her son Brandon to bring Millie into the Bondi clinic for further examination.
The whole idea of bringing Millie in here now is really to have a closer look inside that mouth. All I know at the moment is that tongue is incredibly long, but what I need to work out right now is the cause.
Good girl.
It's quite incredible.
Yeah?
Because her tongue never actually goes back inside her mouth.
Ever. Yeah.
It moves, it can move in and out, but, you know, it'll only move maybe an inch or so.
Yeah.
I'm just going to poke and prod her in different places to see if she responds. When I do touch around her eyes, she blinks, but slowly. In fact, she's so slow, she'll let me touch my finger onto her eyeball. That's not normal. All right. So, her heart rate's high, but her heart sounds okay. I mean, there's no nerves.
Good.
There's no irregularities there. It's impossible to know whether Millie at some stage suffered some sort of trauma to the head or maybe even was born with some sort of defect there. The nerves and the muscles aren't firing as they should, which means that everything is slowed down, and it could explain why that tongue pokes out but doesn't come back in. So I'm just going to attach this.
Chris is still anxious to get a closer look inside Millie's mouth.
Yeah.
But the little pug is still resisting.
It's not easy. This is clearly her Achilles heel, and she does not want me going anywhere near it. It's okay, I'm not hurting you. Finally, I can get my throat scope inside Millie's mouth. I don't know if you can see, but her tongue is actually sitting on what is a really thickened, swollen membrane there.
Okay.
That shouldn't really be that size.
Okay. Is that because of the size of the tongue, or?
Well, it's part of it. The other thing is that the more a dog struggles to breathe, and the more forces they're going through the back of that throat that's already small,
Right.
the more things become under stress. We need to take drastic action here, but I'm not sure how they're going to handle what I have in mind to fix this problem. What I'm proposing is we take her up to Sash,
Okay. Yeah.
and Andrew Marcheski and I will operate on her.
Good.
So we actually need to remove a large portion of that tongue.
Is that the only option?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm scared. I'm scared for Millie, and putting her under an anaesthetic in such a serious operation.
It's not going to be easy, but this will give her the best outcome.
Let's do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared, but let's do it. Yeah.
Good kitty. I'm gonna get this tick anti-serum into you. Okay.
At Sash, the poison from a deadly paralysis tick is shutting down Pickles' system. Lisa urgently needs to get life-saving anti-serum into him before he's completely paralysed.
All right, Pickles, we're gonna pop you in the bed now. Okay? That's the way, sweetie.
Animals that have tick paralysis can get worse and quickly, because if that toxin starts to paralyse his breathing muscles in his throat and between his ribs and his diaphragm, then this cat could end up on a ventilator.
All right, Pickles. Okay? You're a good boy.
Lisa now needs to break the news to Pickles' anxious owner Jenny and her kids Jessie and Amy.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
Hi.
We found a pretty big tick on Pickles' back.
Okay.
You want to come and see him?
Yeah.
Come through.
Okay.
They'll be allowed a brief visit to see their beloved pet before he settles down for the night.
He's just through here, having a little rest.
Oh.
Give him a big cuddle.
Hey, sweetie. Hey. Hey. Oh, he's still so quiet, isn't he? Look at him.
It's really important that he's monitored quite closely in hospital. They can get worse in the first 24 to 48 hours before they get better. We just got to hope that he doesn't get any worse.
Yeah.
We're also going to then give him a bit more sedation and shave off all his hair. We need to make sure that there are no other ticks hiding there.
Seeing him in the cage like that was actually a bit scary. I think thinking that the tick was out made me think it was all going to be instantly okay, and it's not necessarily, so that's a bit scary. All right, well, I suppose we should leave you to do your magic.
Okay, Mr. Pickles, you're going to stay with us, buddy, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you.
That's no problem, thank you. Jenny clearly adores Pickles. She wants to do whatever it takes to get him through this. She thought, we'll give him the tick anti-serum and he'll be out the door. When I tell her the news that it's 24 to 48 hours, that he could deteriorate despite us treating him, is terrifying for them.
G'day, Dino.
How are ya?
Good, mate. How are you?
Long trip. Good to see ya.
You ready to go?
I'm just, starting to unload all the traps for us.
Australian Reptile Park General Manager Tim Faulkner has been called out to the Barrington Tops National Park to check on a project very close to his heart.
This is Devilark. It's a conservation breeding project for the endangered Tasmanian devil. Now, it's in response to devil facial tumour disease that has wiped out 90% of the wild population. It's really special to me because I lived here 5 years ago and helped build this entire thing.
We're in M5 today with 4 females and 4 males.
Beautiful. It's home now to 150 endangered Tasmanian devils, and I'm here to help Dean start the pouch checking season when we find out if we've got joeys. Hey, I gotta come in there, pal.
Devilark manager Dean has laid the traps with meat to lure the inquisitive devils.
How you feeling, mate? You nervous?
A little nervous, Tim.
Yeah, you should be excited.
Oh, I will be when I see some joeys.
Yeah, you've done everything right. My fingers are crossed. Devilark's not like your normal zoo. The smallest pen is 6 football fields inside. It's just like the wild. So to catch the devils, we have to trap them. Hopefully, we get the females and we see their babies, if they have them. Any cheeky ones that like setting off the traps?
You always get a couple. They're quite inquisitive, so they come over the back of them and fail them sometimes. But we hope to get all of them.
Tim and Dean will leave the traps overnight, and the devils are already getting curious.
Little male?
Smell the meat already, though. Hopefully he'll be in the trap before we leave.
Without setting 5 off in the process.
Might watch him for a minute, eh?
We've just set the traps. It's late afternoon, and our first devil, it's a male, he's about to go in. And whilst it's nice to catch him so we can have a look at his health, this is all about the girls. He's not going to go in while we're here.
Yeah.
I think it's time to go. We're hoping in the morning to find all of the females that live in this yard, that we've got them in traps, and that they have joeys. We need happy, healthy devils, and that's a priority, but if we don't have joeys, this isn't a success.
Andrew, how are you, mate?
Chris,
Good to see you. Now, this is Fiona.
Hi, Fiona.
And, of course,
This is Millie.
Chris and Fiona have arrived at the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH with little pug Millie.
Come on in and we'll have a look.
Yeah, all right, after you.
Chris wants specialist surgeon Andrew Marchevsky to check out the pug's massively long tongue.
All right. It's dry and horrible, isn't it? Oh, sweet. That can't be very comfortable. Millie's tongue is obviously very confronting to look at, but it is actually also painful. You only have to touch it really lightly and she's trying to get away from you. She says, I'm sick of people looking at my tongue, hanging and poking at it. Good girl. I know. There's plenty of it, isn't there? You just got spare.
It's huge.
Really, with a tongue like that, the only thing that we can do is surgery to reduce the size of it, because if we don't, I think it's only going to get worse, and I think eventually it might even sort of die, and that'll cause her a real problem and make her really sick. So we've really got to fix this now.
The procedure Millie needs is called a glossectomy, where the damaged part of her tongue is removed.
The risk immediately is blood loss. Tongue's a really vascular organ, and it's partially that because the tongue is used in dogs for them to cool down.
Yeah.
So it's got to have lots of veins, so when they're panting, they lose heat through that area.
Yeah.
That's during surgery, but afterwards as well, if it bleeds and they get a whole lot of bruising, that can cause airway problems.
Okay.
Because suddenly they've got this big bruised tongue and they can't breathe well, so we'll have to watch that.
What will the tongue look like after surgery? Will she be disfigured at all, or?
I think it'll be better than that.
Yeah. But it will still look like a normal tongue?
Yeah, well, certainly we'll try and shape it. I actually use a marker pen.
Okay.
So we'll draw on beforehand and just say, okay, is that a nice shape?
Okay.
And go from there. There's a possibility that we'll leave it so you can still see a little bit of the tongue poking out. I think I'd rather go to that than take too much.
She still needs to be able to pant.
Pant, exactly
down.
right,
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Especially being a black pug.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get her in hospital.
Okay.
And we'll get this done.
Okay, wonderful.
You can see how much Fiona loves Millie, and I know Fiona just wants to get Millie out of any pain that she might be in and give her a good quality of life, and that's what we've got to do.
Look after her.
I promise I'll look after her. Come on. I've got a Millie at home too that's a black Labrador, so it doesn't quite have the tongue size, but anyway. All right. Go on, Chuck. We'll get you sorted.
Yeah, I know she's in really good hands, so Dr. Chris and Andrew will look after her. But I'll be anxious until it's over.
All right, Pickles. I know he's got a beautiful coat, but we've just got to get all this hair off and make sure there are no other ticks hiding there.
Also at SASH, as life-saving anti-serum gets to work, Pickles is undergoing a radical precautionary haircut.
Okay. So there's no more ticks, which is great. So we'll just keep a really close eye on him now. Keep him nicely sedated and watch his breathing. Okay. Some animals will follow the textbook and get better within a matter of time. Others will seem like they're okay and they'll deteriorate out of the blue. We can't take our eyes off Pickles because if he gets worse and we miss it, then he could die. All right. You're okay, Pickles.
Pickles will now spend the next 24 to 48 hours under observation.
All right, sweetie. I'm gonna watch you. Okay. We've given him all the treatment that we can do for now. The rest is just going to be monitoring, watching his breathing and hoping that he doesn't get any worse.
But we're looking at really twice the length it should be there.
Yeah, we really are. Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Next day at SASH, little pug Millie is being prepped for her tongue surgery.
Millie's got a really long tongue, and when you look at it, it's really dry and horrid. So we're actually going to remove that excessive part of her tongue.
A bit more tetanus, please.
Chris and Andrew will be working together to perform the delicate procedure called a glossectomy.
I think the first thing we've got to do, we've got this mark, but I think if we can make another one sort of just inside that, but just with a little bit of curve.
Yeah.
When you start cutting, all this gets distorted, and if you haven't drawn a line, you just don't know where you are, and it ends up really ragged. So
the thing, the tongue's a muscle, so it could easily get
contracting off.
Sure.
I think I'm fairly happy with that.
Yeah. Now, it is going to bleed because there's lots of blood vessels all the way along this, and there's a couple of sort of big lingual arteries are up here, but the veins are along here, and they'll actually probably be the hardest to get to stop. All the blood vessels in the tongue are really intimately associated with the muscle, and the tongue is just a big muscle. And there's no way that I can work around them. So what I've got to do is, as I'm cutting through it, I'm going to cut through these blood vessels, and as soon as I do that, I'll just have to cauterise them to stop them bleeding.
Well, it looks good.
Oh, we still got one running around, Tim.
We got a cheeky devil.
At Devil Ark, Tim and Dean are preparing to check traps they set last night to catch female devils and hopefully joeys.
So we've got 2 left open, 8 shut. So fingers crossed we've got most of them. Okay, let's get our gear and get in. I bet you're keen to find out.
I am, mate. Exciting.
The whole year comes down to this.
It does.
Last night, we set 10 traps. Now it's time to see if we've caught the devils we need. It looks promising, but the proof is in those traps. Devil.
Full one?
We got one.
Great.
There's 8 devils in this yard. We've got 7. We know where the 8th one is because it's running around. Now we get to have a look who they are and if there's joeys. Okay, let's set up station.
Yep.
And then let's process. But that's a really good start. Once we've got a devil in the trap, then we're going to process it. Now, that means establishing whether it's a male or female, checking it looks healthy, and if it is a female, do we have joeys? We got a devil.
We do.
Big boy. Hey, hello.
It's a male. Hey, I think that's my joey from a couple of years ago, Duke.
You hand-read that?
I hand-read him, yeah.
Oh, spectacular, and he looks great. You going hands in?
I'm going hands in.
You're a brave man.
Hey, Duke.
They never forget you, hey?
Do they? Hello. So I know it's Duke. I've got a really special bond with him. I've raised him from 200 grams. He'll just sit in my arms, and he's adorable.
But it's girls that Tim wants, so after a quick check, Duke is released.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Got her.
Okay, 8902.
That's Paige.
Paige. How old is she?
Paige is a 3-year-old. It's really important that we find some joeys. That's the future of Devil Ark and the future of their species.
Ready? Oh, mate, look.
Joeys.
Give me a left 5, buddy. Look at that. This is what it's all about, mate. We got a little girl. There's the pouch.
Wow.
Okay, we got a second girl.
It's amazing.
And number 3, lucky last. What do we got?
Little boy.
A little boy. Paige has 3 joeys, 2 girls and a little boy. Judging by their size, they're about 120 days old or 4 months. Now, having 2 little girls means that's another 2 breeders for the project. Couldn't be better. Amazing, mate. I never get sick of it, and I'll bet you don't.
No.
There's a whole lot of veins running along the bottom here.
Hey, Mel. Wait until you see the new you.
The key is the next few days. She has to stay relaxed. Otherwise, one of those blood vessels could lose its seal. If all of a sudden she does start bleeding, we have another emergency on our hands.
As Millie is wheeled into recovery, Chris can now share the good news with the pug's devoted owner.
I didn't think you'd leave.
How
are you? Well, things have actually gone okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, no issues with bleeding?
No,
Nothing
look,
unacidic?
normal amount of bleeding. Yeah. So we've managed to get through there and tie off all those blood vessels and keep everything under control. So
she's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's the best news
It is.
possible.
Yeah, it is.
I really want to go and see Millie now, but I understand that Millie needs to rest to heal. So I look forward to seeing her in a few days.
The important thing for you, though, you're going to relax, okay? Because you're through the hardest part.
Thank you. I will. Okay.
See you soon.
Okay, see you later. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sure this news is a massive relief for Fiona, but I guess we all won't be truly relaxed until Millie goes home, until we know this recovery over the next few days has been a success. It's a critical time. Some swelling could develop in her tongue. She could even have a bleeder there. So we just have to remain vigilant.
Third trap. Oh, big devil.
At Devil Ark, a vital part of the Tasmanian devil breeding program is underway.
Devil Ark has 30% of all devils in captivity right here. Now, if they disappear from the wild, it's an insurance policy like this that means the species is safe. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
It's big.
Feisty. Oh, she wants a bit of you.
And this is exactly what Tim and Dean are hoping for. Females with joeys.
Okay, let's get her out. The next female is Eliza, and she's a bit feisty. She's a first-time mum. Her joey's a bit bigger. Okay, we got the joey. Beautiful. She's got a little mouthful of mum's fur, but that's good.
So normally you'll get not all females breeding. You might get 2 that breed and 2 don't. So this is 2 out of 2 so far. Things are looking really promising.
You want to have a guess? Boy or a girl?
Say a boy.
50-50. It's a girl.
Oh, well, it's even better.
Even better, a little girl. Hey, you got some fire, haven't you? I think maybe 6 months? Just about to leave mum. This is the goal. This is the magic. It's what it's all about. Let's reunite them and we'll let her self-release. There's a big wave of relief that comes over you. This is what it's all about, the fruits of all our hard work. I couldn't be prouder. Hey, that's a girl. Look at me. Okay.
Tim can tell the next female is also a mum, but there's no sign of her babies.
It's not a worry to not have the joeys with mum. Now, the joeys will be at a size and age where she's left them in a den, and she'll do that every night when she goes out to feed. And I can count 1, 2, 3, 4 active teats. She has 4 joeys. Look, she's great, mate. Let's let her go immediately. She can go back to those joeys right now.
The joey count is at a healthy 8.
I'm still a little bit nervous. We've still got 2 females to catch and go through. I just hope we've got more joeys.
Pickles. Look at you, up and about.
At Sash, it's been 24 hours since a life-threatening tick was removed from 6-year-old ragdoll cat, Pickles.
Hey, you want to get out? Let me have a look at you. Hey, he's a happier, stronger cat. Today's a really important test for Pickles. I need to see if he's getting stronger, how his breathing is. I just hope that he's made some improvement today. Sounds good. You're breathing nicely. That looks great. Sounds great. You're much stronger, look at you. Huh? Standing up. That's what I like to see. Good boy. I can't wait to show Jenny and the kids how well Pickles is doing. When she left, she didn't even know if she'd get him back home. And I think when she sees him now, she will be over the moon. Hello.
Hello. Oh no. Look at him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Pickles. What's happened? Oh, look at him. Hey. Oh my God. Well, Pickles is not looking like Pickles without his hair, but he's definitely looking a lot more alive. It's just such a relief.
All he's going to need now for the next couple of weeks is going to be rest at home, inside.
Inside, okay.
Only inside. Let him recuperate. It's going to take a couple of weeks for him to get back on track, but he's definitely out of the danger zone. He's just a lucky boy. Jenny, Jessie and Amy are so excited to finally have Pickles back in their arms. Even though he doesn't look quite like himself, I don't think they were expecting to get him back this soon.
See you.
See you later. Bye. My pleasure.
All right, mate, lucky last.
Last.
At Devil Ark, Tim and Dean are hoping they'll be in luck with their final trap.
Oh, mate.
Female.
Female. Look at this. Look.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you're piggybacking with Mum. Lucky last, and another success. Oh, there's more than one.
There's two.
I went in
I thought there was only one.
I went down to grab one and another pops up. Look at them and look at me. I couldn't be prouder. Perfect health. 6 months old, almost big enough to leave in the den. I work with a lot of animals, but devils have a really special place in my heart. And it's little fellas like this that ensure the species survival and, for me, the reward.
It's been a pretty special day, and Tim and Dean couldn't be happier.
Do you want to know how many Joeys we end up with?
I do.
9.
9. From 4 females. That's 100% success rate. That's great.
But now Dean has 2 more special babies for Tim to check.
So I'm hand raising 2 devils at the moment, Levi and Diva. I'm a little bit worried about Levi. He's just not drinking as much as Diva. So he's about 20 grams underweight.
Come on. This way.
It's quick.
There's nothing wrong with his body.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with his body. Hey, settle, settle, settle. There you go, little mate. Rearing young devils is one of the best parts of the job, and devils in particular because each of them has an individual personality. No two are ever the same. That makes them really rewarding. So this is what he's doing, just chewing at it a bit rather than suckling.
Yeah.
Now, look, I'd just keep him restrained like this, mate. He's very comfortable there now, you know, compared to letting him go. he wants to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Rearing children or wildlife, you worry about them. And Dean worries, but that's only because he cares. You can see here now, she's super chilled.
Yep.
He's highly strung. But you're a worrywart.
Oh, okay.
You're doing a great job. They're fine. The future for Dean's Joeys is that they will go into the breeding program. Once they're 12 months old, they'll be introduced to a devil preschool with other devils the same age. And at 2 years old, they'll be breeding. Ah, beautiful.
Can I have a look at your tongue? Hey? We can't see it. That's a good start, isn't it?
At Sash, it's been 3 days since the much-needed surgery on Millie's tongue, and the brave little pug is recovering well.
Yeah, it is. It's a good girl. So it's a bit swollen, but it's pretty good. Hey? There we go. There we go. That looks great. Hey? I'm really happy with how Millie's tongue is looking. It's shorter for starters, which is what we wanted. There's a little bit of swelling there, but not too much, so she's pretty much right to go home. So I'm sure Fiona will be happy to get her there as well.
It's been an emotional journey for the pup's devoted owner. Fiona can't wait to get her much-loved girl home.
I'm looking forward to seeing her without her tongue hanging out and hopefully start of a new happy life for her.
There she is.
Bobby.
There she is. Who's that? Who's that? I know she didn't desert you after all. Hey.
Bobby,
That's a good girl.
do you remember me?
I think she remembers. It really is great to see these two reunited, and I know Fiona's just ecstatic with the results of the surgery. Yeah, so she's even more beautiful than she was before now. But, I think you'll find she'll be much less messier and she'll cope with eating better. Yeah, I think so. It'll take a little while to learn to use the fact that it's a bit shorter, but she'll get there for sure.
So happy. I think she'll live a lot more comfortable life. You know, she'll be able to eat and drink and yeah, with ease now. You know, whereas before she found it really difficult.
But really, no, just it really couldn't have gone any better. So yeah,
Which is the best news
yeah,
possible for
yeah.
us.
Yeah. No, it's a pleasure. She's a great little girl. Hey, ain't you? Is it all right?
I can't thank Andrew and Dr. Chris and the whole team enough for what they have done for Millie.
And it's a big day for one of Chris's very special patients.
Happy birthday, Brule. You're a good boy.
So today is a big day. We're really excited. It's Brule's first birthday. We've got a bit of a first birthday breakfast for him.
Hi, boy. Hey, birthday, mister. I definitely think that he knows it's his birthday or he's the special one today. I think he probably thinks he's the special one every day, but particularly today being his birthday.
He's come so far, hasn't he?
12 months ago, Brule lost his mum, and Chris urgently had to try and find a surrogate that would accept the little orphan.
Ready to roll?
Here we are.
All right, let's go.
The most crucial part is the next few minutes, because that decides whether Brule has a new mum or stays an orphan.
Go right in. She's calling you. Go for it. Yeah. Okay. She's drinking off the mare.
Brilliant. Brule dives straight for the udder. That sound of him suckling is right now the sweetest sound of all.
Isn't she a beautiful mare to do that?
Brule's first birthday is a miraculous milestone for his delighted owners.
In this last year, Brule has probably tripled his weight. He's gotten a lot bigger, a lot stronger.
He's a good boy, Brule. He's a scratchy boy.
He's gone from this sickly little foal, leaps and bounds into a horse that's so self-confident and almost on top of his peers, which is a great trait for a horse, to be able to show the others who's boss. I just have to give some to these guys, they're getting jealous. Brule's more than just a horse to us, he's part of the family.
He's a gorgeous boy.
I never would have dreamed that he'd come as far as he has. And yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing him continue to grow into the future.
Big life ahead of him now. Reached his first milestone in life and many more to come.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny Dusek from Bondi Vet. If you love our show and want to see more, plus some amazing content about pets and how to care for them, hit the subscribe button. Click that little notification bell and we'll see you on our next video.